If Dashy says that and he spews that, I would agree with Dashy on that. Rainbow Ray loves chess, and I think he absolutely treats COD like chess. But to say he only stares at the minimap is wild. I don't think that's true. Rainbow Ray is one of the best COD minds of all time. If you ever watched him play and him achieve in his prime, he was a nightmare for people because his teams would just always find ways to win. No matter how good you were, he would just always find ways to win. Hi, Mimi. Hi, sweetie. Say hi to the stream, Mimi. Say hi to the stream, Mimi. We're watching Eric Boom play from Miami Heretics, Mimi. This is my sweetie, guys. All right, so he's hitting up DVD to mid-tank. Dak gets a first blood on the Frosty. Brezzy is nice in 042. Yeah, they're doing well. No X Defiant. I'll play it. I'll play X Defiant if the cheaters are really bad tonight. I don't know. Do you guys want me to? I mean, someone else asked me earlier. Do you guys want me to play X Defiant? I remember saying hi to you at the Boston Casino and you just looked at me and walked away. I don't think you heard me, though. Well, hi. What's up, Leroy? Maybe I heard you. Maybe I didn't. Honestly, maybe I was high. I know when I was smoking a lot of weed when I was going to the casino in Boston. So maybe I was just high and maybe I was even drinking too. Maybe I was drunk and high and I just had no idea. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. My dog has like cookies in her eyes. I'm just trying to like yank them out. Like what year did you look really great? High winning CDL squad. I think I should have been on that. Advanced Warfare. Because I won the first event of Advanced Warfare and then I got dropped from my own team that I created. And then I had to play with a team that I didn't want to play with at the World Championship. And then I watched a team of Clayster attached, JCap and replays win it. And I wanted to play with players on that team and I couldn't. And I was kind of like sidelined. So I would say Advanced Warfare was a year that I looked really great. I was very confident. I felt really great, and I had a really good team. And I was like, damn, I like lost it all just because FaZe just didn't want me anymore. So that always was a annoying thing to deal with. First player ever. I'm the first player ever in Call of Duty history to get dropped off a winning team. I think Priesta is one of the few as well. I mean, Priesta got dropped off of. Well, I mean, that situation is a little different, though. Like, I was genuinely the first player of all time to get dropped off a team that won. That never happened until me. And I feel like FaZe tries to, like, not make that the narrative. They try to, like, act like it's irrelevant and, like, none of this ever happened. But FaZe Clan dropped me, and I was the first player to ever be dropped off a winning team in the history of Call of Duty. Apathy as well. I mean, we both got dropped together. But really, it was, like, it was me. Because they straight up just like took the captainship from me. And I was the captain. So I thought that was wild. Hold on, Mimi. Yeah. Let's go, Noah. All right. That's enough, Mimi. Anyways. Eric Boom, down 0-2. They won map 1 hardpoint. Eric Boom, I believe, went 26-10, if I'm not mistaken. 2.6 KD, which is crazy. He also had, like, I think 60 to 80 seconds in the hill. But they're down 0-2 in this search, and I think it's a 2v1. It's a 2v2. 2v1 now. Dak and Lunars versus Spart. Oh. That became intense. 1-2 now. I love Eric Boom. I think this kid's really good. I'd love to see him get another chance in the league. I know it wasn't really working out, Miami Heretics, but he's always been frying whenever I played him in Challengers. He won a Challengers event. He beat me on the path of his win. We got knocked out at third, and he got first. And every time I play him in Challengers, he's always piecing. So this kid is a player I always have my eyes on. Does that not count as any kind of win for you, or does that only the main roster get the win? Well, FaZe didn't win that event. They got third. FaZe dropped me in apathy. I mean, it was a manipulation ploy. Like, they just stripped me from the captainship without explaining why. They didn't tell me why. They just said, "What's your thoughts on it?" They did it. Like, the way they did it was so disingenuously fake. It was like, "We're gonna do it, no explanation." Okay, so you're gonna do, like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it fine. It's not my team, it's your team. But then give me an explanation. Okay, so no explanation. That's another red flag in my head. And then the third thing you do is ask me my thoughts on it. So I already feel like you're f***ing me over and you're not giving me an explanation. And then you ask me my thoughts on it. Then I give you my thoughts on it. Then you try to spin it like I'm the one who's ungrateful and I'm a bad captain. It was like a triple down of like some fake. And I never forgot that to this day. I always held a grudge to FaZe to this day. I forgave Ricky Banks like 2 weeks ago for it. Because I know it didn't really come from FaZe temper. It was really Ricky Banks who did it. So like I forgave Ricky like 2 weeks ago for it. But I have no problem. Like, I'm going to talk about this publicly because I don't give a and then they'll make it think that if you say this publicly, you're just using it for relevancy and views. And I'm like, get your head out of your ass, dude. That's not what we're doing here. We came into FaZe Clan for a job to win championships and play COD. We didn't come into FaZe Clan for relevancy and views. We came into there to win championships. We got you the championships, and that's what you did to us. So out of here with that fake shit. No, that's not how that went. So I think that they did that, and then they didn't give an explanation for it. And then they got third at the World Championship with the new team with Aches. It was Aches, Nameless, or no, it was Aches, Enable, Slasher, and Parasite. And they were playing really well, actually. The FaZe roster that they put together for champs did play very well. They ended up falling short, and they got third. But they made a crazy run on the Saturday, and they like didn't drop a single map, and then they went into Sunday and they just fell short and got third. I remember Team Revenge won. I think they won a game 5 or a game 4. I think they beat them 3-1 on Sunday. They won like 3-1 against FaZe, and then they went to the grand finals and they lost to Denial, and Denial won. Do you think that these are balanced guns for ranked? What ARs and SMGs would you choose for ranked if you could? MCW, Rival are very balanced for ranked. I think every year it's always going to be one AR, one sub, maybe a variant sub. So like right now, I think sometimes people use the Striker. It's just not as good as the Rival. So I feel like they have a pretty good balance. I would just love, it's just tough on PC because you could one-way smokes and snipers are really OP on PC. I would love for them to find a way to get snipers involved in competitive COD again. I know it's hard on PC, but it would make the game a little bit more interesting in my opinion. Didn't Priest want to change teams, or am I misinformed? I don't know all the details about why Preston's not on the New York Subliners, but I don't know. Drop Shot COD, to answer your question. I don't know if he wanted to or if they dropped him. I would think he would want to stay. Like Priest, I would think he would want to stay if he won with them. Because that's wild, too. I've never seen a player win a world championship and not play on that team again. That's wild to me as well. I haven't seen that before, personally. Who did they drop me for? It was, well, they dropped me and Apathy. So me and Apathy both got dropped. It was really like this. Temper and Banks talked. I believe if I had to guess, they really didn't like let me know, which really pissed me off. But they decided to make Aches the captain, and then Aches decided to drop me and Apathy. And then they picked up Parasite and Enable for me and Apathy. So I guess you could say Enable replaced Apathy and Parasite replaced me. So I lost my spot on the team to Parasite. Snipers and ranked would be so sick. Too bad this COD fucked up snipers so much. How did they? I don't even know how they did. He played with MVP. I don't know how it went down. Like I said, I think Priest is the first player in like I'm the first to get dropped off a team that won. Like I actually got dropped, but Priest is the first player to not play again And I didn't win a world championship back then with FaZe. I just won the first event of the year with them. Priesta's definitely the first. I don't think there's ever been a player in Call of Duty history that won a world championship and didn't play the next year with that teammate. I mean, when we won in 2011. Our team split up, but our best player retired. I got offered to play on the next biggest team in the game, which was Aches, TP, and which was like the best roster in COD. Vengeance also retired. So like when we won in 2011, half of my team retired. So that's a little bit different. Since half the team retired, it was kind of chalked. And then Mutation and I didn't really mesh well as friends. And Mutation was like the best player in the game. And I got offered to join like the best team in the game, even though he's the best player. So that was the 2011 team that split up. Because it really started with our MVP retiring once we won. He retired, and then our other player just retired. And then I got offered to join the best team. And then Mutation just didn't really care to play, and he like played a little bit, and that was it. Because we didn't have money back then. That's the biggest thing. We didn't have any money back then. But yeah, Priesta in like new COD with contracts and money and salary and CDL and rings, you know, he was the first player to not play on the same team again, which I really don't know the answer, to be honest. I never asked Preston. I haven't even spoken to him. So I don't even know. Like, honestly, I don't know the answer. I would love to know. I would love to talk about, dude, this would be a great podcast discussion too. Like, I would love to talk about these things. I feel like everything is so secretive. And it's like, why? We should talk about these things. We should encourage these conversations. They should be conversations that people hear. People want to hear these things. Didn't Parasite win BO4, right? Was he on FaZe? No, Parasite won BO2 with Farico Impact. Parasite won on FaZe with me. I brought Parasite into FaZe. We won together, and then he left me, and then I brought Aches into FaZe. I won with him, and then I got dropped from FaZe. And then Parasite rejoined, but they got third, and then he got dropped. Then Aches got dropped, and Zuma came in. And then Enable and Zuma were a team of two, and they picked up Clayster and Attach on FaZe. And they also had Huke on FaZe for a little bit, too. And then Crowder got into FaZe after he won champs in AW. And then that's how it stemmed through World War II. And then Crowder and then won in World War II. Then Crowder retired. And then Simp and Abizi came up in BO4. And then they came back to Atlanta FaZe. So that's like the history of FaZe Clan competitive COD. They always had excellence from day one. So you gotta tip it. The one thing I will say, look, I always had a grudge on Ricky Banks. I forgave him for it. I'll always have this love-hate relationship with Ricky Banks, no matter what. No matter what, I always have a love-hate relationship with him. There's a lot of good, a lot of bad, but I forgave him. But the one thing I can't say is that I can't say that FaZe doesn't understand excellence, and I can always respect excellence. And that's always been my philosophy in life. I just want to be a part of excellence. I don't care if I'm always the excellence personally. So I'm just very impressed by what they've done over the last 10 years. I mean, what has FaZe not done? Look at Eric's chat. What has FaZe not? FaZe has always had excellence. What's good, Doug? Yo, what's good, right? You're an attention seeker, dog. Cammy's team still in this? Yeah, they're in the finals. We're going to be watching them. I think these teams are playing to see who's going to be in the finals. Draza won with 100 Thieves and got dropped. Draza won with 100 Thieves, but then Octane retired and the whole team split up because they wanted more money. I believe that I believe that Thieves didn't have the money to pay the players the way they wanted to pay them, and the players got offers elsewhere and took the money elsewhere. I think that's how it went down. Nonstop, I'm not sure about the top 4 in the league. I don't know. It's also based off your teammates. I never like answering individual questions like that. When was Priest's best COD? I feel like he found a Kohler, but not since. Well, I mean, he won MW2 champs. I mean, he had to do something, right? You don't just win champs by accident, dude. You know what I mean? What happened to Slasher? He got dropped from Breach. He joined us in the offseason, and then halfway through the season, we decided to move on from Slasher. So he's still around. I mean, he was playing on Atlanta FaZe last year. He won a championship last year with them. This year on Breach, we were dead last with Slasher. Then we dropped Slasher, and we remained at dead last and haven't won a series since. So Breach this year has just been the ultimate worst case scenario as humanly possible, which is really sad. What's good, NLJ? Bada bing. When's the podcast happening, Doug? Last time I heard you were rating your logos. It's all ready to go. I just got to click start. We're going to do it once the pull-ups are complete, bada bing. Probably in a few more months. When we get the pull-up world record, when we go to South Africa, when we go on Joe Rogan, I think that's a great time to start the podcast. Right now, it's kind of like Boston's doing bad.